Mm. I wish you would put your phone on and see our people so we can see who called. It's, I did both. It's not playing.
Let me see.
One else. Greeting, 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 my villagers. Good day to wherever you are. I'm going to declare this day to be the day that the Lord has made.
Yes, yes.
And we will rejoice and be glad in it, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm going to go deeper into scripture and say, no weapon formed against me will perish.
And I say
amen to that. Amen to that. Now, I'm hearing some of you out there saying, well, what about the 200 years of slavery where weapons were formed against us? Well, I'm not a biblical scholar by no stretch. My co-host here, Queen Rose Moore, is the expert in that area. But I will say, as a student of history, everything is relative. 200 years is a minute period compared to the history of our existence on this earth. You know, the story of Moses and the people of Israel, African people, were enslaved for 200 or
Absolutely.
400, depending upon what you read or how one interprets it. But man's existence had been over thousands of years. So we have been free much longer than we've ever been enslaved, which leads me to the question, where were the other ones? You know, non-existent or insignificant?
No, both, non-existent.
In any case, I believe we'll rise to the top. That's just a thought.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, let me thank my team here, Sheila Bird. I want to thank you, Sheila. And I want to thank Juanita McClure. I want to thank my promo crew. And, of course, our engineer here, Norm, the man,
Storm and Norm. Yes, yes.
And, of course, my co-host, Queen Rose Moore, I call her. Another thought, I started this podcast with the intent of concentrating on the restoration of us, the African people, African American, back to our original selves, believing that we have to engage experts.
Absolutely.
Specifically, experts in Africanism. That simply means to see our situation of 400 plus years of slavery, Jim Crowism, and continued racism as a chronic, multi-generational affliction born of slavery, human trafficking, I call it, and carried forward through new forms of oppression. It is not a metaphor, not an abstraction, but a lived experience.
Yes.
A lived condition with visible systems in every corner of American life.
Yes, yes.
Which we feel, I feel require us to put our situation in the same category as the academic community has categorized the study of cancer, heart disease, or any other major concern. While we are not totally broken people, we are people who are carrying the disease of slavery. Mm-hmm. But we also know that the enslavers, human traffickers I call them, are carrying disease of inhumanity. So we've both got to work on some serious stuff. In the meantime, the question remains for each of us is what we as individuals are going to do about it. Well, there are elections going on across the country. And in my area, New York and New Jersey, and their election in Virginia, the governor, the governor race in Virginia. I don't think anyone needs to be told this time your vote counts.
Exactly.
You know, don't want to hear that I don't do politics, because politics are certainly doing us. You know, so please get out and vote.
Yes.
So Queen Rose, have you voted yet?
No, as a matter of fact, I have not voted, but I will be voting tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
right?
yeah,
yes.
definitely. I
That's
haven't
going to be
either.
the first. I did go to vote, but my area where I usually vote was not open. I went to 2 locations. I went to 2 locations, and neither one of them after church were open. I was really surprised.
See, that's the kind of strange stuff that I don't like to hear because you don't know what's going on.
And I went to Public Works. Both of them were closed.
My goodness.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was a little surprised myself, but that don't need. Listen, 1 or 2 monkeys don't stop no show.
That is for sure. I
We're
just
on a
hope that
mission
there's not a strategic attempt to create some craziness around.
I don't know. I think it was because it was a Sunday.
Oh, could be. So, what is your advice to your folks out there who might say, "Well, I don't do politics," you know?
This not only is politics doing us, but this election, as our pastor pointed out, is a special election for the states that are electing governors,
right,
and mayors.
Right.
This governor in New Jersey will be strategic in choosing the 2 chairs for Congress.
Yeah, and also the Supreme Court.
And that's what I mean for the Supreme Court, not Congress, the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
So it is.
And he makes no bones that he is for Trump. He's a trumpeter.
Exactly.
Big time.
Exactly.
And we know what that means and what
More
that represents.
of the same.
Yeah.
So we need to counteract and check his that pen of his with all those executive orders.
Yes.
What's her name? Jasmine Crockett can't do it all.
Yeah, exactly. She's certainly doing her part, and she's she's quite a representative, doing great stuff.
But this affects the whole of New Jersey.
Yeah.
Because how do you take away the food from people?
Yeah, and I'm just shocked that there's, the polls. I don't go for the polls necessarily, but so it goes. The polls got them neck and neck. Now that shocks me. For the state of New Jersey. And it shouldn't shock me because the state of New Jersey was the last, slaveholding northern state.
Right, but it doesn't matter.
So it tells you something about the people of New Jersey.
But that's good. I'm glad they did that. So that'll show you get to your family, get to your neighbors.
Yeah.
There's strength in numbers.
Yeah. It just surprised me, and like you say, it shouldn't. But I mean, you would assume that by now, there people, even the ones who voted for Trump, even his folk, they're feeling the pinch.
Exactly.
Exactly. And what is it showing? We're getting a lot of education people around this stuff too. A lot of people are getting knowledge that they hadn't before.
Absolutely.
Because the assumption was that it was predominantly black people, African people on welfare.
Right.
Well,
and
that
food stamps
has
and
been
all
disputed.
of that.
Yeah. So we see now with the statistic being shown by them and us, is that the majority of them are not.
And it never was.
Never was.
But that lying narrative that they were pushing.
And who control the narrative?
The ones who have the money.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So we just got to make sure our people get out this time and do your due diligence.
Civil
and,
duty.
Yeah. And vote. Because think about your life depends on it. And that's literal because you may not get your food stamps, you may not get your medication, you may not get. So your life really depends on your vote this time around.
And your children.
Yeah,
it's not only you. It's your children.
Exactly. Well, naturally, they're going and messing with the school system in terms of the curriculum and everything, and taking the history away from our children.
Right.
So we know that has an impact across the board on the whole entire family.
Exactly.
And I bring this up again because it bothers me that there's this, I told you this AI
generated
thing about
video,
creating militia in our community.
Right.
Singling out our black men, creating militia, which means that they want to go in with the military, just to go in.
Right, they're finding excuses.
Excuses.
So far, everything has been good because, as our pastor said 2 weeks ago, don't believe the hype. You know.
Yeah. Well, one of the things though, you got to believe Trump, because Trump, he tells lies right down the book to the last inch.
Lies,
but this is one thing, he tells the truth. This is one time he tells the truth. He's sending people in there like any time in the history of this country, outside of slavery, that no one has ever seen before.
Right.
So for that point, he's pretty much he's on top of what he threatened to do.
Right.
And he's doing more in these 6-8 months. I forgot now how many months he's been in there, because I don't listen to him.
Right.
But he's doing more in these months than most people would do in a lifetime.
I know.
Yeah,
I've never seen that an agenda so forcefully moving.
Yeah.
So what is the word? The proliferation.
Yeah.
Of all of those things that got to be stopped.
Exactly.
But you know what? I do believe, Ruby, and I do believe villagers, that God got a plan, and He's only going to go so far. And I do believe that if we mobilize ourselves, as we did in history, He, no matter what He do, would not prevail, because people are starting to wake up.
Yes,
and not only are
because they are getting information, unlike before when there was limited resources to get information.
Absolutely,
you might have gotten it from 4 or 5 channels or other things. But now it's
it's social media,
of
and
the
rest of the world is watching.
Exactly,
that's the thing.
So although they are trying to, in many instances, keep it from us or steal it from us or destroy information by burning the books or taking them out of the library, wherever else they go. They cannot.
Right.
That is impossible to cut off the entire world with what we got in
Matter
the
of fact,
information.
more books are now being inspired
more books
to be written.
As with our church, now we are purposely bringing in the books that have been
absolutely.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
We're a resilient people.
Yeah,
and they haven't stopped us in all these years, and
they will not stop us. But what we got to do, what we as African people got to do, know that there's a need for us to regain the knowledge of who we were, so we can move in a direction that we know they can't stop. Because if you know that you came from kings and queens and were the creators of all this and that, you will know that regardless of what they're doing, it's something about you that is unstoppable. You don't know that, you might fall into a rut and say, well, I can't do anything about it, and I'll just, but you know that you just have to move forward. Exactly. And as our ancestors, Joe Madison, said, what you going to do about it? We can all do something.
There's all have a responsibility for social change.
Exactly. And what we're doing here, I am just so pleased, because you remember when we started, we knew that the information was what was going to carry us. And we said the scripture that says, my people will perish for lack of information, although we know that all lack of knowledge. And that's a difference. Because you can give a whole lot of information. Does not necessarily mean it's knowledge. But what we try to bring here is the knowledge, the true knowledge. And as in doing that, I've been listening to clips that I just didn't think was, everybody was on top of. But it just encourages me. That means that just not you, me, and the 3 other people. That means a whole group of people are learning the very thing that's going to restore, not just us, but us to our greatness, because this going to be through knowledge that we're going to realize we are God's creatures. We are the beginning. We created, and everybody else. Okay. So when we know that, it's going to be to our advantage. Now I'm going to bring on a clipping. Now I'm not sure which one, Norm, but put. You
want voting rights?
Voting right. Yeah, let's do that one.
This is a time to really send that message.
That
strongly.
message.
That'll be great.
Yes.
The Supreme Court is trying to hide its plan to prevent black people from voting and rig elections for Republicans. This is bad, like very, very bad. Last Friday, the Supreme Court dropped a hint towards their plan to destroy fair elections. You probably didn't hear about it, and that's part of the plan, according to Pema Levy and Mother Jones. The court's announcement that it'll pick up Louisiana v. Calais signals they're ready and eager to dismantle the Voting Rights Act of 1965. The monumental legislation was a major turning point for the civil rights movement, guaranteeing equal protection for minority voters and that their districts would fairly and accurately represent their populations. The Voting Rights Act was necessary because previously, white people literally owned black people, so finally giving them access to fair elections was the least we could do. The case in Louisiana was brought forth by a bunch of racist white people who say that the Voting Rights Act is racist against white people, saying that the equal treatment of minority voters is actually discrimination against white voters, partly because of racism, and also because people of color and black people are more likely to vote Democrat. Republicans want to make it so that they have the legal ability to gerrymander the shit out of the country to make it harder for their votes to count as much as white people's votes do. What's happening in Texas is just the beginning. All states will be able to gerrymander elections to serve the political party they favor, and a state that is only 40% white will be majority white controlled. None of what's happening is a coincidence. This is a well thought out, well coordinated, and well researched attack on many, many levels. Project 2025 and the Heritage Foundation, along with other leading conservative figures, have been working on this plan since pre-Reagan, and their plan to capture all levels of government, including the courts, has worked. I usually try to end my videos with some hope, but for this one, I can't find it. This is just scary, and we will fight this together. The Supreme Court is trying to hide its plan to...
It is scary. Mm-hmm. It's no joke what they're doing out there. And one of the things I keep going back to is that's what happened with this last election, and I declare that. And I know as Democrats, you know, I'm always, I have a lot of criticism of them because they were very weak-kneed. They're a lot different now. You find a lot of them are coming out with some, you know, strong points.
Yes.
Still a little weak-kneed.
Yes.
But they were afraid to say the man stole the election. Yes. Matter of fact, I had talked with someone right after the election, and the very first thing the person said was, well, we don't want to act like them. They said we stole it 4 years ago, so we don't. I say it has nothing to do with the truth.
Right.
The truth, the Democrats didn't steal the election. They were very clear on that. Right. So now because they actually thought we're going to hedge and hard about telling the truth,
right?
Because we don't want to look like what they did. See, it gets crazy, and that's what they know. They create this kind of craziness that you kind of don't know how to get.
And this narrative gets spread. We're talking about that now, about in my social justice class, about how the narrative, like you were saying, that about the militia, they plan to put these false narratives out on social media, and people believe it. Why?
Yeah.
Because they're perishing for lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge. Well, that's why I'm so thankful that at least we can come in and
yes, and set the record straight.
We have another one, Norm, whichever one you have there. I know I had one with the Stephen Miller. I wanted to play his.
We got black parents.
Yeah, do that one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Black parents with teenage children, please listen up. I have a message just for you. More than 2 million African Americans voted for Trump. And that's a major reason why we're in the mess we're in today under this white supremacist agenda. Many of those votes came from young black men ages 18 to 27. And if you're like me, you're asking, why would they vote for Trump despite his racism? And here's the answer. Because of disinformation, which are lies designed to mislead our community, especially our youth. And much of it is coming from Trump, MAGA, and what I call pro-black imposters on social media. These pro-black imposters pretend to have our best interests at heart, but they're really working against us. That's why every parent of black teenagers has a moral obligation to teach their teenage children 5 lessons. First, teach them that every founder of this nation was a white supremacist who believed God cursed us and created us inferior. Second, Then teach your children, your teenagers especially, that those white supremacists wrote the Constitution itself with white supremacy laws to keep white supremacists in power and black people oppressed and powerless. Third, white supremacists and their pro-black imposter allies prey on ignorance. They target low information voters. Fourth, the best defense against this is critical thinking. And that requires education, strong reading skills, and a deep understanding of the black struggle for equality from Africa to America. Fifth, tell your children, and you keep in mind, don't rely on the school system alone. Teach your children to be ferocious readers, to study experts and scholars, not social media influences with no real expertise and scholarship in the black struggle. And most importantly, tell them to study the Bible, because it shows how another marginalized group, the Jews, overcame slavery and centuries of violence, hatred, and bigotry. And remember what Frederick Douglass said: you cannot enslave an educated person. So parents, teach your children these truths, because our freedom and that of our children depend on it. And remember, stay woke. Black parents,
what it shows is that we are not totally broken, you know, there by the grace of God, but we are people carrying a disease, and it's not of our making. We will not, be defined by the system. Well, we will be defined by the system that brought us over here, human trafficking and stuff.
All these generations.
But we will survive. Not only survive, we will strive. But we need additional care. We need some attention to what happened to us, because our young people they're not privy to. Right. They weren't getting a whole lot before they took the books out. But now that they have the history books away from them, they won't know what we even knew. Right. And when you don't know, you don't know. And you fall into traps that they set for you, because that's the design from the point of time they brought us over here. They have planted that image of us, being inhuman, nothing and nobody. And our young people, all they can see now is what is being offered to them, and they think that money is being offered to them, which is a lie in itself. Trump never gave anybody anything. He just signed that check that Obama knows had put in the first place. Right. But they don't know that. Mm-mm. So they are just governed by what they're being fed, and what they're being fed is a lot of lies. But that, too, shall pass, because we are now, like with Rose, with the students that you have. Talk about that for a moment.
Talk about my babies?
Yes,
well, I shouldn't say babies.
Uh-huh.
They're anything but babies. Mm-hmm. But a lot of them, believe it or not, all our children are babies at heart.
Yeah.
Because we've lived through, it's like, I'm a baby boomer. I lived through things, and you before me lived through things. Yeah. Being a little older, you lived through things that they can't identify with.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And we've tried to make their lives better in so many ways that sort of like curtail them from feeling that impact.
Right, prepared.
That they're being confronted with now.
Right.
But we have a counterattack. Number one, we have God on our side. That's number one. Mm-hmm. And number two, we have some very eager beaver young people that want to know their history.
Exactly.
That desire to know who they are. And when we tell them that they came from princes, kings, and queens, and a unsurpassed...
And can show them the evidence.
Right. Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely, everything's evidence. And DNA that is unsurpassed. That's why the whites felt threatened, unbeknownst to us, from the beginning.
From the very beginning.
So we just have to rise that up by teaching them. So my young people that I teach from William A. Cap's
Mm-hmm.
school, and we called them what? Nene's kids, right?
Right, Meme kids.
Nene's kids, right? Because
From
she was
so
their
dedicated,
instructor,
so interested
right,
in their the
from the
effort for
beginning.
them to
and
be
I only hope
educated.
that I can fill a little bit of her shoes.
Oh,
but
you
we're
are?
going to be reading. We're going to cover the black books so that they have evidence-based content that they could look up online instead of looking up other things. They could look that up
Right.
and learn about who their ancestors are, and know that upon their shoulders they stand.
Right.
And they not only have a part,
Yes.
but they have a responsibility.
Exactly.
You know.
And then they are the ones that we're going to have to depend upon to carry this thing through, as we did with we're moving down the track that our ancestors left.
Absolutely.
And we know that we're going to
Absolutely.
have to leave something for them to have to follow, to
Absolutely.
know how to follow.
And this time I want them to help us write it,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
help make that history with us.
Yes.
You know
yes,
what I mean?
Definitely.
And therefore it's more relevant to them in their like endeavors to spread it to to
Exactly.
their classmates and to their peers.
Yeah.
And we just have to, for the first time, I think in a very long time, we have to get our young people on board with us.
Oh, definitely. That's a must.
Yes.
I'm just excited about what's happening at our First Baptist Church, and I think it's
Yes.
across the country. It's just that I
Yes.
happen to know about
Yes.
my church with the young folks. I'm very pleased that this minister, the youth minister, he's doing some extraordinary things
Yes, he
with
is.
them.
Him and his wife.
He and his wife, yeah, that's true. And I'm just so proud of them because they are involved with so many things, and that's what brings young people into the churches. You know, they're saying that the young people are leaving the church. Well, isn't proven by our
Not
church.
by us. They're coming.
They're coming
every week.
every
they got a couple
week.
joining.
I
didn't tell you that. I talked to him.
Oh,
Yeah, I talked to him and his wife yesterday,
okay.
and I told them about Queen City Film Festival.
Okay.
And I am going to get him some literature and some contact information and see if we can have him come and speak
Yes.
and incorporate some sort of program.
Yeah. Well, we need him here. You definitely have to, on your
I'm gonna.
segment.
I told him I want him to come on so
Right.
we can talk.
Yeah, because they're doing really great things. I'm very
know.
impressed.
And the rest of the world needs, our villagers need to
Yes,
know,
yes.
to be inspired.
That's what inspires us to know that
Yeah.
the young people are taking a hold and catching on and moving.
They're doing
moving
finance. They're doing AI.
They're moving the needle.
They
Yeah.
are not playing.
Right.
But we need them to understand that it's not all about finances.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
it's the education, yes, gives you a better life, but it should give everybody, all
Exactly. Because if I'm
villagers.
hearing correctly, that's what persuaded the young people. The gentleman just was saying the young people between those that voted for Trump.
Right.
I still don't believe that many
I don't
voted for
believe-
Trump. But for those that voted for Trump, that was what persuaded them. That's what got them going, is that money
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
They think that he did something. Obviously, he didn't do it anyway, but that is the assumption that he did that. So, yeah, we got to
Right, but
definitely.
we have to fix that lie. We have to straighten out those things and let them be on guard
Yeah.
for that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
because they're gonna use any weapon they can.
Yeah, they are using
Because they know
weapons.
that their time is going out. You know what I heard? I want to tell you, I heard that the G7, which is a group of national countries like Russia, North Korea, France, and this is evidence-based, backed up with statistics, provide 35% of the world's gross products and economy. We're only at 28.
Okay.
And they felt like the narrator who was giving this information to statistically felt like the United States had better step up their game because they're going down. But I believe if they go down, it would be going down because their lack of moral compass. And
their lack of
God and the things
their
of God.
lack of moral compass. Plus, they're the ignorant group of people I've ever seen anywhere.
I have. And these are supposed to be educated people.
By a long
I think
stretch.
they didn't read that a house divided cannot stand.
Yeah, well, maybe they didn't read. Period. I don't know if any of them.
I don't get it.
I question whether many of them can read.
But
I'm
they
serious.
have a prayer breakfast, and they're supposed to be hosted by evangelicals that bless the president. Where are they now?
Let's don't mention the evangelicals.
I'm not even going to go to the religious aspect of it, because where are they all quiet now?
Well,
They're
they
all
don't.
quiet.
Well, they can be quiet because they know what they have done.
They
They brought
up.
him in here.
Yes.
Well, I don't even know if they think they messed up. See, their interest. This is my take. This not about finance. It's not about money. It's about racism. And President Lyndon B. Johnson made the statement. He's a white man. He's a president. He was the president.
Yeah, he took
That you can always, and I'll paraphrase him. He said you can almost do anything to white people as long as they think the least of them is better than the best of you.
Yes, that was.
So it has nothing to do with them being misguided. They knew what they was coming into when they voted.
That was the propaganda and the lie they bought.
Yeah. They bought that. Because that's what interests them. It's not about anything other than wanting to believe that they are better than you. As a result of it, they can present themselves as superior. And although they know they are not.
Right.
But as long as they got the power to do that, they present themselves as superior to even the best
They
of
know
us.
for a fact that they're not superior.
Now, let's make the comparison. Can you imagine former President Obama getting away with what this man?
No.
And he knows more in his left finger than that one in the White now knew all over. He knows more. So there is no question about who's more qualified.
Right.
It's a question of who's more whiter. That's the bottom line.
They are power stricken. And I never forget what it says in Genesis, that what is it? How is it verse? The beginning of all evil is the love of money. They want the money, the power, and they came to Africa to get it and to steal it.
And see, those folks who have that intention, there are a few, Trump and maybe two other people. The majority of them that voted for Trump really not thinking that much about the money. Again, we need to keep it where it's real. They are thinking racism.
Right, and
they understood that there was going to be
the agenda of the past.
So that's why they voted for him. I understood that from the beginning. I knew it was not about anything other than he said it himself. That's
and
why
if
he
you
liked
read
it.
the 2025 agenda, if you read that, our pastor, he paraphrased the sections of it that directly impacted us. But if you read between the lines, you're right. It was an agenda that they believe that was not fulfilled because of the little progress that we made. But do you know what? I do believe what the Word of God say. When they yell safe, and all is safe, lo and behold.
Well, it's gonna come. It gotta come to a point where truth crushed to the earth will rise again. We believe that, and it's going to happen.
And our people are going to mobilize. This time, we know too much.
Yeah,
we know too much of who we are.
Yeah.
Even me, as I sit here, I am ready to give my life.
Yeah. And I think
for my
many
children
people,
and for the generations that are coming.
Yeah. And I don't, you know what? And it's a good thing you said, but I don't even think that's going to be necessary with us now. What we're going to do,
I can't take it anymore.
We're gonna take it. We're gonna take it for our children.
Right.
And what we're going to do is, they're talking about a militia. All we need to do is get a financial militia going. We are a $1 trillion group of people so out here.
Yes, definitely.
African people
I
spend.
heard $3 trillion.
Yeah. So once we hold that back, we don't even have to worry about a gun nowhere. We'll get them where they hurt most. See, they got the gun. The militia. He got the whole militia and stuff at him now. As a matter of fact, he's the overseer of the nuclear bomb. He mentioned something about that the other his silly self. But anyway, so that they got. That's no. We don't even need to even go that route. We could just withhold our money. Oh, that reminds me. There is not a boycott. It will be, but it's not called a boycott. Where we have been asked to hold our money from November 25th. Do we have that, Norm? Do we have that piece?
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, where we are asked to hold our money from November 25th through the 30th. Economic. Oh, okay. May have been the used to one. But that is something I want to announce now that I'm sorry I don't have that piece on. But we're being asked we're being asked to withhold monies except that you have to get buy food or whatever.
Right.
But even that limited.
Yeah,
because you don't have the
anyway.
25th. The 25th, November 25th through November 30th. Refrain, try to if you can, from doing any spending, because that's where we're going to make our move, is withholding our money. Yeah, to be our money.
Handle our own and supply.
Exactly. So we're going to.
They're already taking the seed. They're planning, and you know what? It's a greater plan. That's why sometimes I think about, as evil as Trump is, I really believe there is a demonic force that is encouraging him, because the plan is so much greater. The plan is psychological.
Right.
You know, they're after our minds. And I think all of this is to incite fear.
Yeah.
Because this country we built it.
Exactly.
How is the economics going to survive without us?
It will not.
Exactly.
It will not. And once we make them realize that we know it wrong, then there may be a change. Of course, they are so dead set. They're so demonic, as you said, bent on doing the evil thing that sometimes they will sacrifice them, as President Lyndon B. Johnson said, they'll sacrifice themselves to maintain their whiteness, And another thing, they are learning through information from their own people.
That's the good thing.
But the whiteness of the socially constructive way they were developed,
thing.
And that's a good thing, because when they really realize that, maybe one day they'll say, I better stop trying because I know I can't gain. There's no gain there.
Right, there's no gain.
But they are thinking that they are the better of the group, and a person like Trump, and though they know better. See, the ones that controlling them, they know better. But the little minions, they don't know better. They think that they're better than the best of us, But something's going to have to give. Now we're going to Norm. I want to see my folks now, and we're going to say hi to the villagers, and we're going to do the African speak. Okay. Okay, who do we have here? Oh, wow. People and Chester, thank you for the true knowledge. Okay, good afternoon. The Chesters are watching. And this is Rashida Johnson. And Chester, you teach critical thinking. And Chester, man, yes, we have God on our side. We definitely do. Dara Batts, hello, families. Are you in Africa still, or are you back home? Joy Jackson, California. Jabbar Sadana, my nephew. I'm tuned in, Auntie. And Chester, hi, Alex. On Chapter, we can do it. Oh, yes, we can do it. We're going to do it. Loving the content, Auntie. The topic have been awesome. Great. And Chester, we need unity. Oh, we're going to get unity in spite of the division that they brought forth through that slavery stuff. Yes. But we're going to be unified, and we're Lloyd and Janice. Hi, Janice. I haven't heard from a while. Hope all is well with Mom. Okay, we're going to get unity. That's a given. We're going to get unity, and that's I think that's the fright of those folks who thought we were just going out in the street. See, that one of the reasons and that we were not in numbers with that King March. And I applaud the ones who went out, because we need that. But we need what we have, what we saw. The majority of white folks, because we've done it. We've been there, and we know that they are just waiting for us to get out in the streets so they can send the militia honor, military honor.
We're gonna be wiser this time.
We're wiser.
Get the word out.
And plus, we're tired. We'll say, you go out.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
Say, you go out and do what you do. We'll back you up, and once you maintain and get the thing that's back to where at least to a normal state, and that's what we're hoping for. You all go out tomorrow, vote, because if we get the House back, the Senate back, that won't happen tomorrow. I'm just saying, but if you get in the notion of voting,
to get out.
Voting, get your people out, get at least 10, 20 people that
Text
you haven't talked. All your
yes, get them out,
because it is just so necessary that we put a stop to what we see is dead in our face. I mean, they're not trying to hide anything. It's not under the bush. It's right out front. What they're doing, and we need to be as intentional as they are, and determined to turn this whole thing around. And we know we can do it because we have done it. We have done it. We had the 200 plus the additional 200 years of slavery, racism, or Jim Crowism, and the whole other isms thrown at us. But we overcome because we are the people.
We overcome because we're resilient.
Yeah.
But at this time, all bets are off the table. I'm telling you, I am ready. I am ready to pick up arms if it comes to that, because they're not going to play that game anymore. Their game is old.
But the point is, I'm saying, that's good too, that we get in a mindset that we ain't going to only have one life. That's a good mindset. But what I'm saying is, our better chance now of surviving and saving our whole group is some financial. We won't need that because, see, that's what they prepared for.
That's what they worship.
They
worship
and
money.
They prepared.
Right.
They attempted to overthrow the. We never did.
I know.
They attempted to overthrow the government back in 2020 when they went into the Capitol. Now, and that's why they are stocking up.
And that's the ones he's using. Those are the ones that voted for him. Those are the ones that he used. Did you believe it?
He pardoned them. He pardoned them to become, some of them are ICE agents. Some of them are, have the guns and things ready.
He knew that they would do it. But the level of ignorance, because their families are out there too.
That's what I'm saying. See how ignorant that is? Their families are out there, and they have to, but they never consider, because any time the predominant people, well, I won't even say predominant, because I don't think there may be 1, 2, or 3 that is ever the school shootings and stuff. They are the ones, the mass shooters and stuff like that.
I know.
So their families, pay the price for this ignorance that they are projecting, because it's not us. See, they had convinced us that there was black on black crime, and there are black on black crime, but the predominant crimes are done by white on white.
Right.
And it's being shown now.
Right.
The ones who go into the schools, they are white kids.
They can't play that game of lying anymore, trying to put black faces.
Right.
But you know what? I do believe in universal laws. I study them as much as I study the Word of God. And that's what Jesus taught in Sermon on the Mount. They were universal laws. So that means they don't stand. They stand. But I wanted to say there is no honor among thieves.
No,
so it's going to be his own.
Yeah,
his own that brings him down.
Well, it's on that doing it now. White on white crime is just
they're learning
now.
They're learning how treacherous and how ignorant and how bad that this man is. They're learning now.
Yeah. Now, Norm, we're going to bring on, I have this segment on called African Speaks. And we always try to bring a brother on from Africa who's telling us, encouraging us, because I'm always encouraged when I hear my brothers and sisters across the way trying to make things right, because we were enslaved, they was colonized. So they went through a whole heap of stuff and couldn't get it together. Wasn't by them not wanting to, it because they was always deterred too from just saying from doing what. But there are those over there now fighting.
I believe that people came to help, and really they came to kill, steal, and destroy. Does it sound familiar?
Yeah, but this brother, I don't know if we have brother Abraham Torrey from Burkina Faso. That's the one I want to come on, and I know He is from Burkina Faso, and he has got 3 or 4 other African countries now with him, which is very encouraging because in the end, it's just going to have to be a unified and united Africa.
Yes, they're going to wake up. They're waking up.
Right. Mm-hmm. Do we have that one?
A U.S. general who has never set foot in Burkina Faso stood before the Senate, insisting that Captain Ibrahim Traoré was losing territory to terrorists and misusing the country's gold. It sounded like the usual Western narrative, designed to paint African leaders as reckless and incapable. But then came the unexpected twist. Congressman James Austin Scott pushed back hard, praising Traoré's agricultural revolution, his bold land reforms, and the territorial victories that have restored safety to communities once terrorized by militants. He recognized what few in Washington dare to admit, that Burkina Faso is stabilizing under Traoré's leadership, not collapsing. And that raises the question, who should the world believe? A foreign commander relying on reports and propaganda? Or the people of Burkina Faso, who see with their own eyes the farms producing food again, the gold mines returning wealth to the state, and the army reclaiming land that was once lost? In just 3 years, this young captain has delivered more progress than 170 years of colonial domination ever could. He has defied sanctions, resisted outside pressure, and still found a way to chart a new path for his country. But here's what really keeps the West awake at night. Despite 21 assassination attempts, Traoré remains unshaken. Every failure to remove him only strengthens his image as a leader who cannot be broken. And now, with Mali and Niger standing firmly at his side, he is no longer just the president of Burkina Faso. He has become the face of a movement rewriting Africa's future on its own terms, without permission from Paris. A U.S. general who has never set foot in Burkina Faso.
Now that's encouragement beyond.
And keep him.
Bless him and keep him. We got to keep him in prayer, the brother, because you know they're not liking that. But I'm encouraged that they're not just him, there are other countries now joining in to say, deliver us.
And that's what they're afraid of.
Yeah, that's what they're afraid of. And I'm just so proud because we know we have had leaders before who was just as forceful and were determined. But then, as with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, the rest of them, they assassinate, and the brother
they try to take him down. Yeah.
But that too, will pass in some point. They just can't do that forever.
They can't kill them all.
Can't kill them all. Exactly. We are going to. I'm going to ask my villagers to please. What we're trying to do here, what we're doing here, bringing information that we know, we're trying to disseminate information that's going to reverse the mindset of some of our people in who we are and what we are doing now. So we're going to encourage all of you to at least get 10, 15 of your friends and people that always have them tune in, so we all can be encouraged. We all can learn. We all can get the history that we need to move forward. Because we're in some trying times, it's obvious. But if we know what we know, we may feel better about ongoing the idea of us moving through this. We're not just wanting to survive. We know we're going to thrive, and we
absolutely.
are as we
speak.
speak.
Have every right to.
Every right to, and that's what we're going to do. So, to the extent that we hear at this podcast. Unapologetic Amateur, looking for experts. I'm your host, Ruby Williams Shivers, looking for experts in Africanism. And just to explain that again, it means that not just expert. We have a lot of experts out here. I had someone come into my house the other day for my plumbing. He was such an expert. But that's not the expert I'm talking about. He's an expert in mechanic. I didn't know how to pick up the instrument that he had. But I may be an expert in something else. What I'm talking about, experts in Africanism, that's a specialized, specific area of study. It's the same as you would say an expert in oncology. You wouldn't just grab a lawyer just because he has a degree, 3 or 4 degrees. Right. He wouldn't be an expert in oncology. So when I say an Africanism, I mean those who have studied us to the end. To know what it is that first of all, what we went through. Because like I said, it was not a metaphor, it was real lived experience. What we went through, how we were destroyed or
Yes.
were attempted to be destroyed. They couldn't destroy us, but they certainly put a dent in trying to destroy our mind and our bodies.
Yes,
You know,
our
many of
bodies.
us are in the condition we're in now because of the
Yes,
food we
yes,
ate
yes,
or where they
yes.
made us stay, you know.
Yes,
So
yes,
they have
yes.
done a job on us, no lie about it. Now, what we've got to do, my African people, the experts in Africanism, those who have already written some books like Dr. DeGraw, you know, she wrote the book Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. So we do have folks out here who have gone into studying us. And Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, the Wilson Papers, Dr. John Henry Clark, I can name a lot of them. Dr. What's the... Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Calfani. I can name a lot of folks who have studied, but now we got to get those people to come together,
Right.
and create a system by which this information can be compiled and disseminated amongst us, the people who need
Even
to know.
Tim Wise.
Yeah, Tim Wise, he's a white guy, but he
Yes.
knows he knows.
That's right.
Yeah, so we have no...
And it's important to have that.
Yeah, so we just want to be very clear that this effort we have put forth here is not by happenstance, or is not.
Right.
We're doing it in a deliberate
Right.
way, intentional in what we're
right.
doing, and we just so appreciative of those of you who continue to watch us, continue to support us. You can do that by just watching, or you can send. We always need something to keep the show going.
Yes.
So we
By way of monetary
support, and it's all on the bottom of the screen
Yeah,
there.
there's Cash App, right.
Ruby Shivers, and of course Zelle. And just the encouragement. When I see you on the screen, it just encourages
Because
us.
this is a mission.
A mission.
And a mission has to be supported in every way possible. All hands on board as possible, and monetary, because that's what drives it.
Yeah, and I'm going to remind you again that I have the children book coming out I'm so excited about it. My illustrator sent me some of the last minute pictures and stuff, and I'm just so excited because the book is compilation of just a idea around words we shouldn't use, and you know how I am about that N word. So that is the thesis of the book, the N word, and this. You know, the kids are learning that there is something about using words that could set with you.
Because words have power.
Power.
And they
power,
don't understand that.
Exactly. So
Life
you all
and death
look
is
out
in the
power of the tongue.
And they need that.
And
Did you include that?
Yes.
Okay,
well,
yes.
I tell you.
That's a universal law.
A universal law. And I want you all to be take notice, and I want you to be looking forward to it.
I'm
As I said
excited about
before,
that book.
call whomever you can call, bookstores, and already give them, ask for the book. What's in a name? Must you tell everything?
Yeah.
And by the time it gets out, people will be looking to get it. We are so excited about it. I thank you all so much for.
I think I'm going to have my children, even when that book is published, our children go through that and introduce that
Well,
book.
what we hope that when it finished and it's out, and we do the book signing, I hope to have the children there. We'll probably have it at the library, the Plainfield Library.
I would like that.
Yeah, and we're going to have the children there. Do the session there.
And bring and let children, you know.
We are so excited.
I'm
we're
just
looking
excited
forward
about
to it. We want you all to be excited about it because
Yes.
we got high expectation for this particular book. We really do. And I know that our time is
near.
Near.
I tell you, it's gone so fast today.
Right. Well,
but there was a lot of substance.
Yes. I think we have a few more minutes, though. I'm never sure. Where's your clock? Norm, do we have a...
It's 4:56.
Oh, okay. In that case, we do have about 4 minutes to go. I just want to remind people to vote tomorrow.
Yes, that's important.
Most important. They got voting in Virginia. I think there's a governor race in Virginia. We got voting in New York. There's a mayor's race in New York. We got voting in New Jersey. There's a governor race in New Jersey. So be sure, wherever you're voting, wherever there's voting, I know those three, But wherever there's voting, please get your people out to vote. Yes. Your life depends on it, you know, and make no mistake about it. There's a lot of things going on even now. I don't know what the present situation is with the SNAP situation.
They said today was the last day. On the way here, I heard it. Today is the last day that he was supposed to. So we'll know.
Right.
Today was the day that he was supposed to sign to restore
SNAP.
Yes.
And they're still fighting against the insurance, what they call Obamacare.
Yes.
They just want to destroy it. And when they destroy that, they destroy you, because if you can't get to the doctors or you can't get to the hospital or you don't have the insurance, obviously, that's going to hurt a lot of people. So there's a lot we have on our plates that we just got to know that if we don't make the effort, I know my villagers do, I know that. But I mean, for those of you who you may come in contact with, you know, there's folks on the street, find out about what has been done. I heard I'm listening to Series Radio 126, the urban radio. I advise everybody to listen to that. They got a lot of information on that station. But they're saying that they're going into the voting. What was the information? It just escaped me for that minute because I'm talking about the radio station. It'll come back to me. But to the extent that we have to be conscious and aware of the trickery that's being played around this voting. Around this voting.
Right.
So I can't recall now exactly what I was going to say about it, but I do know that that was a concern.
Yeah.
So if that's a concern, and we know how that happens, we just got to be aware. We got to be conscious. And when the ancestor, Brother Joe Madison, said, what you going to do about it? Each one of us actually can do things. Someone called in today at the radio station and said what he was doing. He decided to make it go to his church, to ask the folks in his church, his congregation, to be responsible. Call the people in their community and see if they need rides or whatever. Encourage them. So I'll advise any of you who may know of people who, for whatever reasons, they can't get to the poll or won't get to the poll, encourage them and take it upon yourself. Maybe to take a few people, if you can. And just do whatever is necessary to make this thing happen, because it's going to take that. And one of the things that, to remind ourselves, once we encourage ourselves to do it on a local level, because they say all politics are local.
Yeah, all politics are local.
So we do it on a local level. By the time we get around to the major election, we won't have a problem with our people going to the poll. Because I can understand how it can be a discouragement to know that the votes may have been taken from you. Let's don't, to the extent we can't do anything about that, we do what we can do. And what we can do is vote.
And another thing I want to say, you can give all your contacts the encouragement. Tell them to go. You call your contacts. You don't even have to call them. You can just write them. Tell them how important it is. Brief, one sentence. Get out to vote to your contacts and to tell them to spread the word. I do it to my family. I hit I put the group text, family group text, tell them to hit their group text, and we just keep going to encourage everybody to get out there in my family. And then come back and report it.
Feel good about it. Okay, I think it's our time to leave, and we're going to thank you all again. We're going to say that you're a real blessing to us. You're an encouragement to us. We believe that what we're doing is worthy of you're watching us. We try to make it that way. And we just appreciate our villager.
This is important work.
Important. So until the next time, next Monday, we're going to say God bless and be well.
like the guest though. I really like the guest. I tried to